And another thing I found too is when you leave a relationship, the analogy I always take, it's almost like within you, think of it like a big pool of water. Okay, that big pool of water, and there's all these little things swimming around in this muddy pool of water. Okay, and it's like these
Mm.
little things that are in this pool of water, they're almost like emotions, they're beliefs that you're still holding that may not be true, that are kind of a byproduct, a residual leftover from the relationship. And what I found is that as time goes on, as you go through the days after you've split ways with this individual, there's going to be things from this little pool. Occasionally, something will just come to the surface. One little thing out of all that muck, all those emotions, all those things that need to be processed. Once in a while, something comes up and you can, okay, I see, you get a realization. You realize something.
Mm.
You get this moment of clarity, this insight on something like, oh, well, now that I think of it, it's like simply something comes to you that helps you let go and release a little bit more. And then as you go through your days a little bit more, another thing comes up to the surface. You, oh, okay. And you get another realization. Oh, I remember when this happened or this or that. I remember how they would always do this or something. You just get these realizations or this insights. You begin to process things. And in the midst of this, you talk out loud to yourself. This is something that I do, and I think most of us do. You process things when you speak out loud to yourself. And so as these
Mm.
little things come to the surface, you pull one out and then you process it, you speak it out, you articulate it to yourself verbally, and you take the time to kind of process it and let it go. And then
Mm.
so as time goes on, you just pull more and more things out of this little pool until it gets to a point where it starts clearing up a lot. You're not feeling so heavy. And it gets to a point where it completely clears up and you completely release that attachment and you have solidified a new identity that is
Mhm.
separate from the you that was with that person, the me who was with them, me and
Mhm.
them, my identity that was kind of interwoven with them because I spent so much time and energy investing and intertwangling myself
Mhm.
with them, right? And then you become your own person. You solidified a new you. But
Mhm.
what I found is it takes time to kind of pick those things out one at a time as they surface, process them, allow the tears to be shed when they want to be shed. The more you can embrace that, the more you will release in speaking out loud to yourself and just knowing that it takes some time to process a relationship, to let it go, especially if it's been there for a long period of time.
Mm.
But there's just so much empowerment in stepping into your own individuality. It's like there's so much power in realizing that you are just completely fine. In fact, even better, now that you let this relationship go, you become a new person. You solidified a new you, a new identity. And it's so much better than who you would have been, who you could have been if you stayed with that person and continue to kind of fit yourself into the mold or into the vibration of being able to resonate with them, if you
Yeah.
will. It's like
Yeah,
you kind of had to
100%.
transcend and become a new version of you. And when you look back in hindsight, you're like, there's no way I could be this person doing what I do today if I was still with them.